Passcode 81840. Surviving, struggling, okay? But then again, every day we must be always inspired to do something better, okay? And to so that we can pass. So we're done with. Stop this. Cannot play the media. Why kaya? Yan. So how many of you here are familiar with the game Family Feud? No? Ayan. Okay, so paano ba natin nilalaro ang Family Feud?
Maraming salamat po sa ating mga English teachers. And this time, Bachelor of Secondary Education in General Science.
Yan, parang si Melvin familiar. So let's try playing this Family Feud.
Ay baka ma'am ay tama.
I'll stop sharing this PowerPoint. Okay. Yan na ako mga anak.
I'll be using my other device.
This time, our values education practice teachers. Together with our cooperating teachers from the values department.
Ayan. So to play this Family Feud, you'll be grouped according to your gender lang. Okay? So you can choose one person.
Okay.
Yung ano lang.
Mga anak, may sounds?
Yung po bang PowerPoint po, ma'am?
Apo.
Wala po.
Wait lang.
Thank you so much, teachers. And this time, we'd like to comment the
Yan, meron na.
Wala pa rin po. Wala pa rin po.
Once again, our
Parang ayaw gumana ng laptop ko. Ayan. So again, maglalaban natin ngayon, girls versus boys ha. So who will be the first main speaker kaya?
Nasaan si ano?
Anyone?
Sabi kinawa.
Volunteer na.
Ako na lang po, ma'am, for the voice ko.
O sino pwede? Familiar ba kayo dito sa Family Feud? Di ba sa TV ngayon sa GMA, si Dingdong Dantes yung nag-co-host ng Family Feud before si Luis Manzano. So paano ba natin siya ginagawa? So meron tayong survey na ginagawa sa 100 na katao, and then kung sino yung assign na sasagot na may pinakamataas na siyang nauna na magtaas ng kamay, so siya yung sumagot, pag siya yung mas mataas yung score, and then their group will have the chance to guess yung iba pang kailangang i-guess na tamang sagot. Kinig po ako?
Yes po, ma'am. Hello po.
Kinig po ako mga anak.
Yes po.
Opo, ma'am.
Ayan. So familiar kayo dito sa Family Feud?
Opo.
Ayan. So sino ang maging speaker natin para sa mga lalaki? Sino sa mga babae? Any volunteer?
Ako na lang po.
Si Miko ang first for the boys. Sino sa girls natin? Sinong matapang? Shelo. Shelo anak. Shelo. Anyone from the girls? Any volunteer? Madali lang to, hindi kayo dito magko-compute. Ayan, si Miss President na lang ng STEM A. Sophia, can you unmute your mic? Ay, hindi kita kinig kanina, Shelo anak. Si Sophia ba, kaya mong mag-unmute, anak?
Ma'am, ano pong gagawin?
Ayan, sasagot ka lang, anak. Doon sa survey na, there are only 2 rounds, mga anak. Medyo shinorten ko na siya. There will be 2 rounds, and for each round, you have to guess 3 correct answers. So let's say, for example, Sophia and Miko, kayong dalawa yung unang sasagot. So kung sino yung unang mag-raise ng hand, so help me everyone ha. Kung sino yung unang makita ninyo mag-raise ng hand, sabihin nyo lang sa akin. Kasi dalawa yung screens na tinitingnan ko. So siya yung unang sasagot. Okay? If in case na hindi yun yung top answer, so the other one will have the chance na sumagot. Kung maging mas mataas yung score ninyo kaysa dun sa nasagot nung una, so kayo yung may chance na i-guess pa yung isa pang natitirang sagot. Okay? And kapag ka nakuha ninyo yon, kayo yung mag-gain ng points na yon. Okay po? So merong reward after ang makakatama. Okay na, Sophia? And Miko?
Ma'am, pwede po kayang mag-unmute na lang po, ma'am. Imbes pa mag-raise hand.
Mag-unmute? Oh, sige, sige. Para mas kinig ko ang boses. Sophia, go ka.
Sige po,
Go,
ma'am.
anak
Okay.
ha. Ayan, sige, sige. Okay. The first survey. May 100 katao ang tinanong. At ang tanong, wait lang. Parang, ano nangyari na naman sa laptop ko?
Yes po.
Medyo nagkaka-problem sa aking PowerPoint. Hindi siya nakikisama. Pati laptop ko yata. Ayan. So let us see. Okay, so this one, the first survey. At ito ang unang tanong natin. Of sleep. Again, what are the benefits if a student
Permission
gets
to
8
speak
hours?
po.
Okay, so mas nauna si Miko.
Ano po, ma'am?
So what's your answer? Let us see if that will be the
Healthy
top
po.
answer.
Healthy. Being healthy.
Healthy. Is that the top answer? So the survey says, yay! It's the top answer. Yan. So that means, Hana, yan, you will not be given the chance to answer the last 2 questions. Ano? So, Miko, are you going to pass or play?
Play daw po, sabi ni Melvin.
Ayan, play daw sabi ni Melvin. So, who will be the next player?
Si Melvin daw
Ako
po.
po, ma'am.
Okay, go Melvin. What do you think is the other benefit if a student gets a complete 8 hours of sleep?
Masipag po.
Masipag. Ano pa? Anong yung word?
In
Tingnan
English po
natin.
ba? Ano po?
Oh, sige.
Productive po siguro.
Productive. Let us see. So the services. Okay, productive. So that means you're 820. Ano, na nagsabi na productive daw kapag ka nakakuha kayo ng 8 hours of sleep. Okay, ano kaya yung pangalawa na top answer natin? Sino pang gustong sumagot sa mga lalaki? Anyone? From the group? Meron ka bang i-volunteer dyan, Miko, for your group? So you have 3 chances na mag-X. Kapag nakatatlo kayo na X, so yung grupo naman ni Hana yung mag-guess. Dito sa pangalawa na top answer natin.
Si Hubert daw po yung pangatlo.
Okay, sige, Hubert. What's your answer?
Mas nag-excel
Nag-aano?
po sa studies.
Mas
Nag-improve po
nag-excel
yung
daw sa studies. Talaga ba? Okay, tingnan natin. Ganyan ba nangyayari kapag ka may 8 hours of sleep kayo? Mas nagiging hindi lang kayo productive in other things but more on improve your academic performance. Okay, so the boys got it all correct. So meron ng 100 points. Okay, ito ay, so merong ilan na nag-abstain, ano? Kasi ang total lang natin dito ay 98. May dalawa na nag-abstain. Siguro hindi nila alam ang benefits na nakukuha kapag ka 8 hours. So again, congratulations sa boys natin because you will have 98 points. Okay, let's have question number 2, round number 2. Sino naman ngayon maging second player ninyo? Since kanina, ang second player ng boys ay si Melvin, so siya yung sa round 2 natin. How about sa group nyo, Sophia? Who will be the second player? Baka si Shelo gusto. Shelo, anak, umimik ka nga. Hana, may i-volunteer ka, Sophia?
Ma'am, andito po ba si Anika?
Anika. Anika Bakungan? Anak, nandyan ka? Parang wala, anak. Sino gusto mo? Or ako nang tatawag? Sophia.
Ma'am, ikaw na lang po.
O sige. Geb. Geb, nakaka-unmute ka ng mic, anak? Geb. How about Francine? Francine. Ayan, naka-unmute na si Francine pero hindi ko siya makinig. Eunice, ikaw nga anak, try natin. Paki-unmute yung mic kung makikinig kita. Ayan, kinig ka, Eunice. So, okay lang ba sa'yo kayong dalawa ni Melvin for the second round?
Okay lang. Sige.
Ayan. Okay, so what is our question for the second round? Okay, tinanong natin ang 100 katao. Given a chance, what is one change that you would like to see or do as of the moment? Okay, naunang nag-raise ng hand si Melvin. Okay, Melvin.
Pumasok
what do
po
you
sa
think?
face-to-face.
Pumasok sa face-to-face. Yan kaya ang top answer natin. So the survey says, okay! Yes! Again, it's the top answer. So you will lose a turn again, yung girls natin. So, depende pa pala. Melvin, you're going to play or pass?
Play lang po hanggang mamatay.
Oh, play lang. Okay, so your third player, Hubert. Ano pa kaya ang gustong gawin?
Magbakasyon na po.
Ay, kapabakasyon mo lang, Magbakasyon. Tingnan natin kung sa 100 katao may sumagot ng magbakasyon. So the services, magbakasyon. So 21 ang sumagot. Yay! Galing naman eh. Okay, so sino ang fourth player ninyo? Pwede ba from STEM B? VJ. VJ, nakaka-unmute ka, anak? VJ. Kaya anak ng mic mo? Or si Ena na lang? Parang di kaya ni ano? Nag-chat. Enan, ikaw na lang, anak. Kahit mute lang. Okay. Enan, kaya, anak?
Audible po ako.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so ano sa palagay mo yung top 2 answer natin? Nandiyan yung face-to-face classes, magbakasyon. Ikaw, ano pa yung sa palagay mo na gusto mong gawin sa mga panahon ngayon? Enan?
Maggala po.
Maggala. Sino ang
Stroll po.
kasama sa paggagala?
Family po, family.
Family. Who else?
Po mga friends po.
Mga friends. Tingnan natin kung sinagot siya ng sa 100 katao natin. So go out with family and friends. Go strolling sa mall. So the service says, Go out with friends.
Ooh, galing talaga ng boys.
Oh, galing, boys. Ano na tayo niyan, girls? So obviously, with the round 1 and round 2, boys got it correct. So congratulations. Mamaya merong additional points ang mga boys natin. Pero girls, itayo nyo mamaya ang bandera natin, ha? Yan, kailangan nating ipakita kung gaano tayo kagagaling. Okay. So anyway, whether nanalo ang boys or ang girls, sa palagay ninyo, with this kind of activity, how did you get the top answers? Or kung kayo man yung mga boys, sa boys natin, sa mga girls pala, sa palagay ninyo, paano kaya natin makukuha yung tamang sagot kapag kaganyan? Anyone?
Ma'am, siguro po
Based on experience. Yes, isa yon, di ba? Based on experience, pwede, nakuha natin yung mga sagot natin. What else?
We assume
Po, ma'am.
You assume, di ba? Or another term natin sa assume, wag tayong mga assumera, di ba?
Prediction po.
Yan, nagpipredict tayo. Okay? Natin na nag-guess niyo yung importance sa sitwasyon na katuwan. Ang hand.
Yes po. Prepare po.
Prepare tayo. Pero at least nga, again, di ba, when we say prediction kasi, it's not 100% naman that that thing will come true. Tama ba?
Yes po. Tama po.
Ayan. So, since you know at least somehow on how to predict, let's try to put it in a mathematical context. Ano? Yan. So, ayaw lang mag-move ng aking PowerPoint para sa next slide. Yan. Yan, pumunta na siya ay sa last. Yan. Okay. So, ano ba yung importance niyan? Okay, bakit natin ginawa yan? We all about predicting the value of dependent variable given the value of the independent variable. So at the end of this session, you are expected to explain the use of the regression equation in predicting the value of the dependent variable. Second, estimate the value of dependent variable from the value of the independent variable. And lastly, reflect on the importance of making predictions in decision making. So at least somehow with the previous activity, with the family feud activity that we had, we tried to integrate, diba? Making predictions. Kasi in that sense, medyo nakapag-decide kayo ano ba talaga yung lumalabas sa mga survey kapag kaganyan mga questions, di ba? So at this point, okay, so before moving on with the main topic, let us first recall this equation. Yeah. So with our previous module, you have encountered this equation, di ba? Ano ba yung tawag natin sa equation na to? Anyone? How do you call this equation? Anybody who wants to raise their hand or unmute their mic to answer this one? Okay. Any other hand? So how do you call this equation? The RE, yung tinatawag natin na RE. Yes, Lance.
Regression equation po, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the regression equation that we had with the previous module, di ba? So ano ba itong regression equation na to? So what is this symbol? Yung y na mayroong pakutsa sa taas, okay? So that is actually the predicted y, di ba? Predicted values of y. That's why we will be using this regression equation. So ipipredict natin kung ano yung mga possible values of y, okay? How about the variables a and b? What is this a and what is this b? Sino nakakatanda? Sino pa po? Okay, Shelo. Marinig
Hello.
po kaya si Shelo. Yan.
Ay,
Kinig na kita,
okay na
Shelo.
po.
Go.
Yung B po is for slope and A po is y-intercept.
Ayan, very good. A is actually the y-intercept. And you know what a y-intercept naman, hindi ba? So during your lower math naman, you have encountered what a y-intercept is, hindi ba? Pag sinabi natin y-intercept, alin ang nagsaset natin to 0?
X po.
The x. Okay, so when x is equal to 0, then you will have your y-intercept. Or ito yung sinasabi natin, that's the value of the line where it will touch the y-axis. Tama ba? And then B, sabi nga ni Shelo, is the slope of the regression equation. And from this, diba, from our slope, actually the sign of the slope, we were able to get 3 relationships from its sign. So ano-ano ba yung tatlong relationship sa sign ng slope natin? Lance, are you still raising your hand? Or yan yung kanina pa? How about Joyce? Dayan Joyce Lim. Anak, ano yung natatandaan mo ang tatlong relationships sa signs ng slope natin? Di ba sa slope ng line, sa geometry, nandiyan yung sinasabi natin na nagli-lean to the right, if the line leans to the left, or horizontal lang siya, or vertical. Yan. Ano yung relationship na nakukuha natin dyan? Tatlo yon. In terms of the sign of the slope. Anyone? Olet, anak, do you have an idea on the first relationship when it comes to the sign of the slope? O, sino mga anak? About Jamaica Dailo, anak. Any idea? What's the first sign? Para lang yung sa integers, di ba? O sige, magbigay ka nga ng isa, Shelo.
Ma'am, positive slope po. Ay,
Yan, positive. Okay? So if the sign of the slope is positive, what is the relationship among the variables natin?
ma'am,
Kapag ba yung isang, sige, go anak.
pag positive slope po ay positive relationship po of x and y.
Yan, positive relationship. Kailan nagkakaroon ng positive relationship? If one variable increases, the other variable also increases, di ba? Or if one variable decreases, the other variable also decreases. So that's one, di ba? That's one relationship that we can get. Okay, what's another relationship? What, in terms of the sign of the slope, if we have the positive slope, what's another sign? Yes, Miko?
A negative sign, it means that
Okay,
it
so
has
what
an
about the
inverse
negative?
relationship. Inverse relationship. When
Yan,
one goes
inverse.
up, another one goes down, vice versa po.
Okay, or vice versa. So yung sinasabi natin na negative natin, di ba? Eh, kapag yung isa ay tumaas, the other one ay bumaba. Okay? Or kung yung first variable ay bumaba, the other variable naman ang tumaas. Okay? So how about Melvin, for the last relationship?
No relationship.
Okay. Kailan walang relationship? Wala ka bang relationship ngayon?
Wala po eh. Joke lang.
Wala.
Ma'am, MA yan si Melvin. MA yan si Melvin.
Di po
Pero-
kasi ako
meron ba?
nire-replyan.
Ah,
Wala akong ano dyan, ha?
nagtatampo ho, nagtatampo.
O, sige,
Tanner
sige.
moment. Joke lang.
O, kailan?
If
Kapag
the
no
variable
relationship, ano ang value ng slope natin?
0 po, ma'am.
Yan. Okay? So, di ba, yun yung interpretation natin. Kapag ka zero ang slope natin, our interpretation is that there is no relationship between the x and the y variables. Di ba? Yan. So, yan po yung previous module natin. And so, to move on with our main topic for this morning, okay, I have here a real life situation. Okay? And this is entitled, Will Carl Choose College? Yan. So, alam kong ilan sa inyo, probably you have the dilemma on what to take on sa college ninyo, kung anong course or kung saang school, di ba? So let us try to analyze the situation of Carl and Michael. So they are both grade 11 students and they are talking of their plans for the future. Yan. So ito po yung conversation nila. Okay. So sabi ni Carl, so I am going to apply for a scholarship in the state university next year so I can go to college. Sabi naman ni Michael, why go to college? At baliktad pala, sorry. As for me, I am not interested in going to college. Actually, I already want to drop out of school, but my mother insists that I graduate from senior high school. Then how will you get a job with good salary? I want to finish college so I can get a high-paying job. You do not need to be a college graduate to earn money. My cousin is a college graduate, but he is unemployed. While my father's boss did not finish his school, but he is rich. So see now the scenario, ano? So medyo nandun sila sa dilemma kung magka-college ba or hindi. Kasi may binigay na mga sitwasyon na kahit daw hindi college graduate, pero successful pa rin. Okay? So Carl starts to rethink about his plans of going to college. Kasi dun sa narinig niya kay Michael. Is it true that spending more years in school will not increase the chance of getting a higher salary? So in your case kaya, sa palagay ninyo, sa experience ninyo, sa mga naririnig ninyo, totoo kaya yon? Totally confused, he consults his class advisor. Miss Jean, a statistics teacher, tells him about a study describing the relationship between years in school and salary. In the study, the regression equation was found to be y equals 30x plus 100, where y refers to the person's daily salary and x refers to the number of years the person spent studying in school. Nakuha niyo yung situation, mga anak? Okay, so first question. With our learning task number 2, what is our regression equation?
Yung y equals 30x plus 100 po.
Si Miko ulit, parang boses ni Miko na naman narinig ko. Ano daw, Miko?
Yung y equals 30x plus 100.
Yan. So y equals 30x plus 100 is our regression equation. Okay? And with our regression equation, what is the independent variable? Pwede bang manawag ako? Ayan, Miss Bartina. Bea, anak? So in this regression, ano yung independent variable natin? Bea? Joyce? Willard? Nakakapag-unmute, Willard? About Geb? May klase pa ba ako? Kinig pa ako, mga anak?
Hello po, ma'am.
Si Willard ba
am I
ito?
audible po?
Willard? Ayan. go
I
na.
think the independent variable po is the number of years.
Okay, so it's the number of years the person spent studying. Ano? So kung gaano katagal siyang nag-aral. Thank you. Okay, so how about the dependent variable?
Permission to speak po.
Oh yes, Romel, go.
The dependent variable po is the value of the person's daily salary po.
Yan. So the dependent variable refers to the person's daily salary. Okay, kasi sabi yun yung gusto nating tingnan, ano? So mapipredict daw ba nung number of years ng pag-aaral yung magiging daily salary niya? Sa palagay kaya ninyo? Okay. So next question, yun na nga yung sabi ko. So can Carl predict his average salary in the future if he will finish college based on the regression equation? Sa palagay ninyo kaya? Mapipredict kaya ni Carl? Is it a yes or a no? Yes, Lance.
Yes po, ma'am. Because given the regression equation po, we can substitute the value of x, which is the number of years spent at school. So if, for example, Carl spent 5 years at school, so we can substitute the value of x, which is x equals 5. So 30 times 5 is 150 plus 100, so 250. So the possible daily salary would be 250 pesos. So given that, we can predict what the future daily salary of a person based on the years spent in school po, ma'am.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Lance. And that will be all for today kasi na-explain na ni Lance. So nakuha niyo naman yung explanation ni Lance, di ba? Parang alam niyo na. Yan. So sabi nga ni Lance, na-predict na natin yung kung magkano yung possible na maging salary ni Carl if in case he will spend 5 years in studying. Tama ba? Yan. So yes, pwede nating ma-predict talaga. Okay, next question. Can the prediction of Carl's average salary in the future help in his decision making?
Sa palagay ninyo, so katulad ng ginawa kanina ni Lance, tinry na niyang i-substitute. Sa palagay ninyo, knowing yung daily salary niya will help him in the future kapag magde-decide na siya? Or you try to put your shoes, sa shoes ni Carl? Sino ba nagtaas ng kamay? May nagtaas ba? Hindi ko na-
Yes, but the regression equation or the analysis would greatly affect the decision making po of Carl when it comes if he will continue to his education in college po. Since
Yeah.
ay wait po ma'am. Yun na po ba yung tanong niyo for need pa po further elaboration?
Kung gusto mo pang elaborate, pwede naman.
Yes po ma'am. Ma'am, tinanong niyo rin po ba if ako po yung nasa shoe para nakinig ko po sa inyo?
Oo, yun na nga rin
Okay.
yun. O, sige.
Okay. So, if I were Carl po, since kung i-compute po natin, kung hanggang grade 12 lang po siya, so 460 po yung pesos yung daily salary. While if we will assume na 4-year college po, so 16 years, so 580 pesos po yung daily salary. So may difference po na 120 pesos. But that 120 pesos po, I think it is big kasi it's daily salary. If we will multiply it by 30, assume that's the fixed number of working days. So it will be a difference of 3,600 pesos per month, which is for me, 3,600 pesos is a big money kasi hindi naman po tayo makakapulot ng ganun kalaking pera
Yeah,
each
diba?
month. And if we multiply it by your 12 times 36, so do the computation po.
Medyo lumaki na. Medyo inviting na yung amount, di ba?
Yes po.
So that means if you were Carl, would you continue your plans of graduating from college?
Yes po. If I were Kyle po, I would continue my plans in graduating college since it's a valuable asset po and it will open a lot of opportunities po. Then yun nga po, taking the regression analysis, it has a lot more salary that can be provided po. And also if I spent po in college, kasi there are certain jobs or there are certain companies na they're still accepting po even though you're not college graduate, but there are limitations po to your promotion, which is I think is another factor to consider if you're gonna continue college. Kasi if you have a degree po, you can be have a much more faster acceleration or promotion po based from that degree. And though I'm not discrediting po the other statement of his classmate, which is even though someone didn't graduate, they can still have a successful life. They can still own a company. But for me, taking the risk of not of just pursuing senior high and not going to college is I'm not that kind of person who gonna risk my college education. So because starting a company is a really really big risk. It's a 1 in a million that you will succeed on having and building a successful business. I'm not the kind of person to take the risk po. So that's why I would still continue my plans in graduating from college po.
Very well said, Miko. Para kang sumagot sa Q&A ng Miss Universe, di ba? Or meron kang gustong patamaan. Okay, so wala naman tayong gustong patamaan, pero very important naman talaga na magkaroon kayo ng matapos ninyo ang inyong pag-aaral. Ayan. So thank you so much for your idea and same also with the rest na nag-share kanina. So as we continue po, yan. So as we recall, what is this regression equation? Okay, so sabi nga natin, regression equations can be used to make predictions. And that is what we did with the case of Carl, di ba? And the field of statistics that deals with prediction is called regression analysis. So somehow this regression equation will help you predict your future. And in prediction, or in predicting the dependent variable y, sabi nyo nga kanina, na-mention nyo na kanina, all we have to do is to substitute the given value of our independent variable in order for you to predict the value of our dependent variable. And so with this, to have a continuation of the case of Carl, so what do you think might happen to Carl if he chooses to go to college? So tingnan natin. Okay? So this is our example based on the computation. Okay? So sabi dito, Carl decided to take a 2-year course. So ibig sabihin, he will spend studying for 15 years. So bakit na naging 15 years? Di ba, ang elementary is 6 years, ang high school 6 years din, including the senior high. Di ba? And then yung kindergarten, di ba, 1 year
wag na natin isama yung nursery or preparatory pa or whatsoever. Syempre, di ba, before ka ma-accept ng grade 1, so kailangan natin yung kindergarten muna. So a total of 13 years na, plus the 2-year course pa na pinili niya sa college. So a total of 15. That's why our X here is 15. And substituting the value of 15 in our regression equation, we have 30 times 15 is 450 plus 100. So that means if he will take a 2-year course, most probably he will get a daily salary average of 550 pesos. Diba? So try to think of it. What more pa kung medyo mataas pa yung course niya. Ano? So tingnan natin. Okay? So tingnan natin kung medyo pag tumaas yung decision niya ng number of years na iti-take niya sa college, kung tataas din yung kanyang daily salary. And to do that, so you will be grouped later on, and with your group, you'll be graded according to this rubric. Yan. So our 3 criteria, so same din po nung ating ginagawa kapag tayo nag-group activity, the group process, the accuracy, and the oral presentation. So pwede na po kayo mag-usap-usap ng magiging score ninyo sa magpipresent na group. Ano po? So you will be divided into 3. Yan, 3 groups, to 3 breakout rooms natin. Okay? And this will be the problem. Yan. So sabi ni Carl, magko-continue ba siya sa college or not? So this is the case. Okay, so you need to answer completely based on the step column. So sabi, based on another study, Carl found out that the regression equation is the predicted value of y is equal to 40x plus 95, where y refers to the person's daily salary and x refers to the number of years the person spent studying in school. So how much is the possible salary if Carl finishes with a 4-year degree? So whatever 4-year degree, ano po, an engineering degree. So alam naman natin na ang engineering degree, yung usual, kapag hindi tayo nag-take ng summer course ay 5 years. Ano po? And then a medical degree. So a medical degree, 'di ba, kailangan may pre-med course. Pre-med course ay 4 years. And then yung med proper nila ay 5 years. So a total of 9 years po sa medical degree. So paki-screenshot na po ito. And then mamaya po sa breakout rooms natin, so room 1 will try to solve A, that is if Carl chooses to take a 4-year degree course. Room 2 will have the engineering degree and room 3 will have the medical degree. And you will follow this step ko pag pre-present ninyo mamaya ha. Yan. So ayan po yung column natin. Okay, so ilalagay nyo lang po dito what is the regression equation and all the rest of the questions na 1 to 6 natin. Nagkakaintindihan po tayo? Yan. So I will give you 10 minutes. Nahanap ko lang yung breakout room sa Ayan, parang somehow may problem sa settings ng aking Zoom. Parang hindi makakapag-breakout rooms. Ayan. Wait lang. Hinahanap ko lang po ha. Okay. Tingnan ko lang yung participants natin. Okay. So ganito na lang po, since we'll not be able to have our breakout sessions, so the groupings na lang po Kinig ako mga anak. Ayan. The groupings na lang po will be based on your section. So since meron ditong STEM A, STEM B, STEM C, parang Joyce, ikaw lang anak ba ang STEM C? Or meron pa?
Ako lang po ata, ma.
Ikaw lang. Kaya mo anak, makakaya mo? Or sa pasamahan kita ng ano, ng coming from STEM A. Ayan, Joyce, ikaw nga lang. Yung STEM B, okay na po siya. Ano, kaya nyo na, ano, STEM B, yung letter B po, ang pwede nyong sagutan. Bea Angela Bartina, anak, kindly facilitate na ha. Tulungan nyo na Enan. Yan, pwede kayong mag-chat kung paano. And then, ang magjo-join po kay Joyce ay si Leonard, si Miko, si Geb, si Sofia, and si Willard. And the rest po will solve letter A ng STEM A. Nasundan po ang groupings. Okay, so sa list ko po ha, ang group A natin, Shelo, Melvin, Eunice, Omri, Clea, Cassandra, Romel, and Hubert. That's letter A. And then letter B po ang magsosolve ay STEM B. And then letter C ang magsosolve po ay si Willard, si Hannah, si Geb, si Miko, si Leonard, and si Joyce. Okay po. I-share ko po ba ulit yung problem natin? Wait lang. So you have 10 minutes po ha. Okay, nakita na mga anak. So pwede na kayong mag-chat. Yan. So the time now is 12:08. At 12, kaya siguro ng 5 minutes for the discussion and solving. So at 12:13, yan. I hope everyone is done solving or answering this step column natin. And then the 5 minutes will be given for the presentation of the 3 groups. Okay po, you may now start. You may now chat each other. Are you done na mga anak? Pa-chat lang po ha, any representative. So last 2 minutes, any representative from group A, B, and C, paki-chat lang po dito if you're done. And then tell me who'll be the presenter para maging co-host natin. Shelo, anak, sino magiging presenter nyo?
Ma'am, si Lance daw po.
Si Lance. Wait lang. Sa group B po kaya, iko-host para i-co-host ko na. Anong name nga ni Lance? Ayan. Mhm. Lance, anak,
Yes po, ma'am.
sa laptop ka nang gawa? Or sinulat mo lang? Or kahit i-discuss lang? I-discuss na lang ha. Kasi yung ginamit kong account sa Zoom ay wala din ng para maging co-host kayo. Ano? So si Lance for A, then you can mention na lang kung ano yung naging sagot ninyo for each question ha. And then let's say for STEM B, Bea, anak, sinong magpe-present sa inyo? Enan?
Ako po ma'am, magpe-present ako.
Ikaw, okay, sige. And then for C,
Ma'am, si Miko daw po.
si Nico. Okay. So pwede na ba tayo mag-start? Kahit yung magiging sagot nyo na lang for each question ha. Ayan. So let's start with the group A. So what if Carl will choose a 4-year degree course? Go, Lance. Lance.
Good morning po, ma'am. Am I audible po?
Yes po. Hi.
So for our group, we are assigned to compute for the average daily salary if Carl take a 4-year degree in college. So first, the question is, what is the regression equation? So the answer in this question is already given in the problem. So the regression equation is y equals 40x plus 95. And for question number 2, how many years does it take to finish the degree? So we assume that Carl take kinder until the 4-year degree college. So if we were to compute that how many years he spent in school, we have a total of 17 years, 1 for kindergarten, 12 for elementary and high school until senior high school, and 4 years for college. So a total of 17 years. And for question number 4, substitute the answer in number 3 into the regression equation. So if we were to substitute the value, we will get y equals 40 times 17 plus 95. And
Ay, excuse me, Lance. Pwede nga pala mag-annotate, sorry. Kaya mo mag-annotate?
Sige po, ma'am. Try ka po.
Sige. For number 4 na tayo, ano? Yan, sige. Pwede pa nga pala mag-annotate. Sorry na, mawala ako. Kasi kulang-kulang yung sa Zoom kong ginamit. Okay, we now continue, Lance, for number 4. Kaya, Lance? Ayan. Parang grade 1 lang po ang nagsusulat.
Oh, hindi ko po kaya.
Sige. Imigin mo na lang.
Sige po, ma'am. So,
Go.
as I have said po, for question number 4, if we substitute the value of x, which is equal to 17, we will get y equals 40 quantity or times 17 plus 95. So, if we were to solve it for the question number 5, we will get the total of 775. So, the answer for number 6, what is the average daily salary Cal may receive, is 775 pesos. So, that means that if Carl spent 4 years in college, taking a 4-year degree in college, he will have a average daily salary of 775 pesos. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lance. That's correct. Ano? So napakadali. Alam kong madali sa inyo yan. Okay, let's have group B. Enan, what if Carl will take an engineering course? Go, Enan.
Ma'am, present pa po ba yung ano? Or sabihin na lang po?
Sabi na lang, anak, kasi wala palang
Sige
pang
po.
co-host ito. Ano?
Yung
So,
regression
or if you
equation.
can pala, pwede ka mag-annotate.
Sige po, ma'am, sabihin ko
Kasi
na.
yan. Sige.
The regression equation po is given na po, which is yung equals to 40x plus 95. How many years does it take to finish the degree? Pag po nag-take up po ng engineering, it takes 5 years po.
Okay.
Number 3 is, what is the total number of years Carl spent studying? 18 years po, bali lahat po.
Okay.
Number 4 is, substitute the answer in number 3 into the regression equation number 1. Edi, ang ano po namin ay equals 40x plus 95. Bali 40 times 5 po, kasi po 5 years po yung ano, engineering, plus 95 equals to 295 po. Yung
Enan,
total.
anak.
Yes
Oh,
po, ma'am.
sabi dito, substitute the answer in 3. What is your answer in number 3?
18 years po pala. 18
Okay.
years. Yes po. 40 times 18 po pala bale.
Okay.
Plus 95 equals 815 po.
Okay.
And
So
number
that
6
means?
po ay, that means po 815 pesos po. Tama po.
So the average daily salary of Carl will be 815 pesos if he will take an engineering course. Tama, Enan?
Apo, yes po.
And that's correct. Thank you, STEM B. Let's have from STEM C together with some of STEM A. Biko? Social, dalawa-dalawang ano.
Wait lang. Ma'am, sayang daw po kasi, how?
Oo nga. Hindi. Nagka-problem kasi
Hello po.
kanina eh. Go.
Kinig
Sige
po
lang.
ba ako pag ang gamit ko po yung laptop ako?
Yes po.
Okay. Wait lang ho. Surprise ko lang ho yung PowerPoint. Pinilit po nila ako nito. Pinilit po ako.
Nagpapilit ka naman.
Sayang din ha. Ayun. Wait lang. Kita po ba? Wait lang. Di ko po sure.
Medyo
kung
iside mo ng
maliwanag.
konti, anak.
Wait lang ha. Okay po. Wait lang. Check ko
Sige
po
lang,
muna pala po
pagtsatsagaan
sa
namin.
Zoom. Check ko muna po pala sa Zoom. Ayun. Zoom. Ayun. Wait lang ho. Ay, maliwanag.
Maliwanag, anak. Nagre-reflect yung ano. Sige,
Kaya-
mention mo na lang. Pwede nyo namang i-save sa drive yung nagawa nyo, ha? Paki-save na lang sa drive. Ako na lang titingin later.
Okay po. Sige po.
Okay,
Mag-on
thank
cam
you.
na lang ho ako.
Oh,
Mag-
sige.
Ay, di. Yan. Pakita ko na lang ho mukha ko. Para kunyari ho may ina-explain ako. Ang extra po talaga namin. Ayan. Ayan. So, ayan. So, nakatitingin. Okay. So, ano ba? So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Mickey James W. Dayo. I am here to represent the joint collaboration between STEM A and STEM C with Joyce. And, okay, so the problem here is, based on another study, Carl found that the regression equation is y equals 40x plus 95, where y refers to the person's daily salary and x refers to the number of years the person spent studying in school. We are assigned to compute on what is the daily salary of Carl if he decided to pursue a medical degree. Okay, so going back, what is the regression equation present on the problem? So we have y equals 40x plus 95. Then, how many years does it take to finish the degree? Specifically, the medical degree. To finish a medical degree, it takes an average of 9 years, just like what explained by Ma'am Arce early on. Oh, sorry. Okay, so taking into consideration that it takes to get the medical degree in college, it takes 9 years only in college. So we need also to add the number of years from kinder, this is 1 year, 6 years in elementary, and 6 years in high school. So we will have all in all 1 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9. We will get a 22 years of education. So 22 years of education will be our x, just like presented here. Now, substitute the answer into the regression equation. So we will have y equals 40 times 22 plus 95. Okay, in solving it, okay, first we need to multiply 40 to 22 years. So then we will have 880. Then 880 plus 95, we will get 975 as our final answer. So going back, concluding the problem, what is the average daily salary that Carl may receive if he got to finish a medical degree? Okay, so if he took the 9 years in college to finish the medical degree, he will have a 975 pesos average daily salary. So having that in mind, so if that's a daily salary, we multiply 975, assuming that there's 30 working days, then he will have a monthly salary of, sorry po.
Up to the last question, what is the average daily salary? Wag mo na nating palakihin.
Okay, sige,
Ano?
okay po.
Parang
the
gusto mo na
average
ipakita
salary-
talaga ah.
Okay po. Okay, so the average daily salary is 975 pesos. So that would be our final answer. So thank you for listening.
Yan. Thank you so much. And again, that's correct. Ano po? And yung sa mention nyo kanina, tinype ko na. And to sum it up, yan. Ito po yung lumabas. Dun sa pamimilian ni Carl, he will take a 4-year degree. So he will have an average of 775 pesos. For an engineering degree course, he will have 815 pesos. And for a medical course, it will be 975 pesos. And congratulations to all because tama kayong lahat. And so with this summary, what can you conclude with the problem of Carl? Anyone? And this is really based on real life situations. Ano? So kung makikita ninyo yung example natin mula sa una, a continuation of the situation of Carl. And based from this, ano yung pwede nating makuha? Ano yung pwede nating ma-predict sa future natin? A general overview based on the number of years spent in studying to that of the average daily salary. Anyone? Yes, Melvin.
One thing I can conclude from this po is that education is wealth, and that can be interpreted in a literal and a figurative sense. In a figurative sense, education is wealth because having knowledge and being knowledgeable or having wisdom is something that can get you very far in life. In a literal sense, education is wealth because it can get you high-paying jobs and a good profession that can give you lots of money. Yun.
Yeah. Di ba? Tunay naman yun. Sino pa yung dalawang nagtaas? Hindi ko lang makita ha. Nakataas pa ba ang kanilang kamay? May pang Miss Universe answer pa ba yung dalawang nagtaas ng kamay?
Permission to speak po, ma'am.
Yeah, go on, Romel. Sige lang, anak.
So with the means of regression equation, we can say that theoretically speaking, the more we invest in our education, the more time we spend in our education, mas magiging fruitful po yung terms of our economical growth once we are already fighting in the real world. Pero if I'm to be asked regarding this situation po, if we're going to apply this in reality, parang I still don't see how it's highly effective kasi in our in a literal sense, there are still people in the society na natapos siya pero wala siyang trabaho. Unlike
Yeah.
the people, there are also in country the people na they're not graduates, they don't have any degrees or they don't even have any diplomas or certificates na natapos sila sa pag-aaral, yet they are the ones who are having such kind of achievements. Even hindi naman natin makita talaga ano yung magiging credibility ng mga tao or these kinds of people who don't have any kind of support and proof on what they can do, what their achievement in terms of their academics. Thank you po.
Yeah, very well said, Romel, diba? There are still a lot of factors to consider. So, maaari ngang sabi nga niya, nakatapos nga, but then tamad naman. Diba? So, you cannot expect a higher salary from that case. So, it's a case-to-case basis pa rin. It depends on the person and on the situation as well. Tama ba, mga anak? Ayan. And so, to continue with the last part, hindi ba kayo maka-join, anak, sa class point? Kasi pipito yung nandito. Mga anak, hindi kayo maka-join sa class point? Mga anak, nandyan pa ba kayo? We'll have our quiz. This is just a 3-item quiz. Again, log on lang kayo sa class point app and then key in the class code 81840. Pipito pa po ang nandito. Pero kayo po ay, ilan tayo dapat? Ilan kayo dapat na naka-join? 20, may 13 pa mga anak. Kaya ba ng internet ninyo? Wait lang po. Okay, ayan, dapat kasi 20 kayo maka-join. Hindi pala, 19, may 10 pa. Sa hindi makakapag-join, pwedeng sa chat box na lang yung magiging sagot ninyo, ha? Ready na kayo, mga anak?
Yes po.
Yan, doon sa 9 na yan, makikita natin ang mga sagot nila doon sa 10 nawawala sa chat box. Wait lang, tingnan ko lang yung nasa chat. Okay, bumabagal daw ang internet. Sige anak, chat nyo na lang ha, ang magiging sagot ninyo. So yung 10, makikita natin. Okay? So tingnan natin. For question number 1, are you ready? Yeah, tama ka, Romel. Sinasabotage tayo kanina pa to. Okay, question number 1. Kyle conducted a regression analysis between the math grades of his classmates and the number of times they were absent in the subject. He found that the regression equation that will predict the grade based on the number of absences is y equals 98 minus 2.5x. Which variable is the dependent variable? Ayaw mag-move. Oo nga. Ayan na. Starting to collect answers na po. So meron pa sa 10 na 3 na hindi pa namimili ng sagot. Okay, may 2 pa. So last. Okay. So tingnan natin. And the correct answer is C. Sino-sino kaya ang mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot? Yan. Tingnan natin sa kasunod na slide. Ayan yung resulta natin. So mamaya ko nilang bubuklatin. Tingnan natin. Okay, question number 2. May nag-chat ba? Sa chat box natin, sabi ni Richelle, ni Bea C, ni Sophia D. Ayan. Okay, thank you for all your responses. Okay, let's have question number 2. Yan, still the same situation, but the question is, what is the predicted grade of a student who has no absences? O, pag wala daw absent, ano yung predicted grade niya? Hindi pa mag-start. Yan, nagko-collect na po yung mga anak. Okay, 6 among the 10 answered. Okay, last 15 seconds. Sa mga nag-chat, may nag-chat na ba? Ayan, may isa na nag-chat. Last 7 seconds, dalawa na. Okay, mga nag-chat natin. Yan, okay. So the correct answer is, ano nga yung sagot doon? 98. So substitute lang natin, di ba? Okay, so from the 10, 8 ang sumagot. Sa chat box natin, lahat din ay tama. So save ko na lang to for my next review. Okay, so let's have question number 3. Still the same situation. Wait lang. Okay, question naman sa number 3. What is the predicted grade of a student who has 10 abs? Ano yung predicted Y ninyo? Binasa ko na lang ha, hindi mag-ano eh. Siguro sa bagal din.
Ma'am, di po nalabas po sa amin yung side test.
Ah, hindi sa inyo nalabas. Okay, wait lang. Thank you, Miko. Hindi ko alam kung talagang yan. Yan. Okay. So kapag 10 absences, what do you think is the predicted grade?
Yes po, ma'am, labas na po.
Okay, sige. So may nag-chat na rin. Okay. Dalawa na sa po na nakakonect sa ano, hindi rin makapasok. Ano? Ayan. Kanina pa yun eh. Ayan. So thank you so much. And that is the correct answer, letter A. So meron lang tayong, but most of you understand well kung ano yung topic natin, which is predicting the dependent variable given the independent variable. And to end my discussion, I would like to leave this. Yan. So napaka ano nito. In some books, in some sites, it's from Peter Drucker. Yung iba naman nagsasabi na si Abraham Lincoln daw or whatever. So sabi nga, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So for you, para sa inyo mga anak, sabi nga natin, you have to believe wholeheartedly in remaining steadfast to your dreams, in staying persistent, and in never giving up. Whatever is the situation or challenges that you might be facing at present, and no one knows what the future holds. But it is only you who has the power to create a good future. So that would be all for this morning. Thank you everyone for attending our online class. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Goodbye and
Thank
thank you, ma'am.
you. Yeah.